Ooh, all right. Hey everyone, how you all doing? I hope you all had a good holiday. It is the 27th of December, before the new year. I wanted to do a couple of things well, I don't want to say start off the ring in the new year, but I do want to actually do something that I did some videos before, and I wanted to save this occasion for show and tell what the hell. And today, again, we are going to complete not one, not two, but 3 Build-A-Figures. And I'm pretty damn excited for it because, well, shit, some of these took me a while to actually complete. And so we're going to experience this together, folks. And I'm going to quickly review the figure itself. Just give it a, because most people have seen what they look like. But now here is Proxima Midnight here, and you can't really see her face. Now, I got her at GameStop at the clearance price, and I actually got it on sale too. So it was a clearance price plus a 50% off of that. So it came out to about 8 something, which I think was a pretty decent price for Proxima Midnight. So again, I'm just going to basically show you the figure really quick and then put together the parts here, because I have most of the other parts already taken care of. Make sure to recycle that cardboard, folks. So here's your Proxima Midnight figure. And sorry about all the noise there, but pretty astounding looking character, and I've been wanting to get her for a while. And I thought she was going to be flying off the shelves immediately when I first saw her. And I took that little risk. I was like, I'll wait. But then, you know, luckily, you started seeing her more and more often. And then it got to a point where I was saying, well, they're going to probably reduce the price on her. And they never did until I found it on GameStop. Now, I did actually find it on GameStop.com. And it wasn't... What's annoying about that is that they will show you a list of figures, but they're not available to order online. It's like, why even show me? But I did notice that it was the particular one that they had was available at the GameStop, not very close to me, but on the way in San Antonio when I was on my way to go visit some family. So I picked her up, and I got it at that price. So pretty nice little figure. Little. That's an understatement. She's huge. She's probably more 8-inch Masters of the Universe classic size. So let's get what we're all here for. Get out what we're here for. Now, here's the torso of Mr. Thanos. Let's make sure they got the legs right. Now, these Build-A-Figures here are some of the best and worst things about Marvel Legends. And I'll tell you why. Sometimes I don't want to be spending all this money on the figures, trying to chase down the figures so I can get a part. And then sometimes they end up, the figures that you miss out on end up being really hard to find, and then later on you're in a situation like I have several figures that I haven't been able to complete, and I'll get with that on another video, just review all that big issue and some of the decisions I've been starting to make recently. Oh, it's got a little bit of a scuff mark there, not a big deal. I like a little bit of wear on the figures. So let me actually bring this out a little bit so we can get the full scale of the figure. He's a pretty huge, imposing character. Oh, whoop, 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 and there you go. Sorry the camera's so shaky, folks. Anyway, so, been thinking of changing the backdrop a little bit next year. Make it a little spookier. And that's the final touch. Well, I now have the giant California raisin known as Thanos. And this camera, he's pretty huge. He's a little bit taller than Proxima Midnight over here. I love that smirk he's got. I had some issue with the Thanos design, minor issues, minor gripes. I used to call him Thanos because, you know, there wasn't a pronunciation guide back when. So Thanos, or Thanos, famous Thanos cookies. Famous Thanos has an itchy anus. There's a few occasions where you'd see Thanos in the old Infinity Wars comic books where he didn't have his helmet on, but most of the time he had that cool helmet and his eyes would be glowing. But it's cool to get a variation of Thanos. Thanos. And yeah, wow, it feels really good to finally have this one here. Now, I do have other versions of Thanos. I do have, let's see, I do have the newer Walmart exclusive Marvel Legends. I never completed that other Thanos Build-A-Figure because that Captain America shot up in price. But I do have the Marvel Select Thanos, which I think was pretty awesome. I think he's my main one, but it's good to have a little variation. I love my cosmic characters. I wish they'd have more of them. I wish Marvel Legends would, instead of making another Thanos Build-A-Figure, let's get the Watcher. Uatu. So we are going to move towards a another character here, and we got Multiple Man. We're gonna build Apocalypse. So you all have probably seen Multiple Man. Now, I don't save my boxes. I like to save these figures. I like to keep the figures, and I discard the boxes because I don't plan on a lot of them. I don't plan on selling them back. But if I did, I don't think a lot of people are really wanting the box. I don't know. So, Multiple Man was one of those cool characters that I started digging back in the X Factor days, the 90s X Factor. I started getting to know who Multiple Man was, and this looks very similar to his costume back when, close enough for me, at least. And it's good to have that option. Let's take off a couple of his heads here. I like this one here. I wish, if he goes down in price, I'd like to get another Multiple Man. Look at that. And there's his, where you can see his hair. There's that little angry face here. I don't know. I do like the smirk one the best. So, kind of has that, gives me that Paul Rudd vibe. Maybe him and Paul Rudd could hang out and just be a couple of smirky dudes. And let's get Sabretooth. Which is cool to get another Sabretooth. I have a few Sabretooths. Sabretooth is actually one of my favorite Marvel characters. And this is the Jim Lee outfit Sabretooth. Ah, jeez, his hand just popped off. He didn't even come with alternate hands. That was pretty easy. And he has a removable whatever this thing is. I always wondered if this was part of Sabretooth's, like the little mane. Was it part of the outfit, or was it part of his, did he have that fur already and it was just sticking out of the leotard? And did Sabretooth, like, go and order his tights somewhere? Did he have to go and make a special request? I don't know. But this is the Jim Lee variation. In the 90s, everyone had this, like, kind of spandex headgear that would wrap around their heads and their hair would poof out like that. This is pretty similar to his original outfit, and like I said, I've always been more of a Sabretooth fan than a Wolverine fan. I don't know, I always liked him. I always felt that he didn't he didn't need to have adamantium, and he was kind of like a more savage version of Wolverine. He was kind of like the reflection of if Wolverine had gotten a little bit more a reflection of Wolverine. I think that's what the use of his character later on evolved into. It's like Wolverine never wanted to be like this guy, and I remember reading those comics where he was mentally screwing with him and telling him that he was his father and hinting at that kind of stuff. But he's always been an interesting character, just a kind of very loose cannon kind of dude, but also very complex at the same time. A lot of anger issues with him, but I like the figure overall. It's big hefty size figure, almost the size of Thanos. Yeah, but yeah, he is the perfect example of the jerk bully that had some deep-rooted issues. Anyway, so we're going to build this fella over here. And, oh, what should we do first? The leg or the arm? Let's do the leg first. And I like the quality of plastic. It's got this very nice shine to it. Oh! One of his, his little protector thing here came out. Neck protector. There you go. Protect your neck. And this is not my first Apocalypse figure, but definitely my favorite now. And there you go. And that's how you do it. That's how steak is done. And let's pull this out. Let's get this back there. And we got our friend Apocalypse, who actually stands a little bit taller than Thanos. Let's see. Which Build-A-Figure is bigger? Hope y'all don't mind me rambling so much. That's what this is all about. Show and tell. What the hell? And it's a pretty... yeah, they're about the same size. You can't tell with the camera because of the angles, but I think Thanos is just a tad bit smaller. Anyway, but yeah, that's an awesome representation of Apocalypse. Now the colors aren't exactly how I'd like them to be, but and the expression, I would have liked if they gave us a different head, like give us the old X Factor giant wide smile. Who did those? Was that Walt Simonson? Anyway, so I believe the well, he's available now. The Archangel figure has some additional pieces for the hands for some extra play value. So yeah, really good Apocalypse. I actually have the original Marvel Legends Toy Biz version, which is a little bit more squat. I never finished the Build-A-Figure for him, but never felt it to be necessary. But he's actually one of those cool characters that can grow in height, and that is, if you want a large Apocalypse, you can still find that one on eBay, and you can get it at a relatively decent price. Back in the day, Marvel Legends Build-A-Figures were pretty big. And I have a few Sentinel, Galactus, but I never got the Apocalypse one. So I'm happy with this one. It's a really good, decent size. And I think the reason I didn't want that is because I wanted to have a collection where I had Magneto and Mr. Sinister, Sabretooth all hanging out together. That's what I imagine. I imagine all the villains just hanging out and talking about the hard time that they're having defeating the good guys. Anyway, to me, I'm very excited about this one because this guy cost me a pretty penny. And by pretty penny, I mean he was about 30 bucks. But I never actually saw him at stores. No, wait, hold on. Let's go back. Sorry, I misspoke. I actually found Spider Noir I had to get him for 30 bucks. This guy I actually found in the store. In a weird area. I found him in an end cap with a couple of other figures that I hadn't seen in stores before. Now, this was in December. This one should have made its appearance at a Target a lot sooner than that. So what I feel may have happened was that a employee had stashed him somewhere, and then someone else found him and then put him back there. Sometimes they do that. Sometimes you get stashers, and that's not very cool. But you know what? If I was working at Target for what I was getting paid, I might be tempted to do the same thing. So here's Spider-Punk. Look at that. Pretty cool figure. Nice cut-off denim jacket with a couple of pins. Doing the horns up, but you know what would have been cool is if they gave us a metal spider. Heavy metal Spider-Man would have been cooler. So he comes up with a couple of little hands over here. Oh, one of them's kind of a grabby hand. That's something I haven't seen with Spider-Man, a grabby hand. What's this? Oh, it's for his guitar. Yeah, so he could be jamming his guitar. Yeah. Um, and another little fist here. So his hand, actually, this is pretty cool. I never noticed that. He has a little pick right there. So that is pretty awesome. Yeah. There you go. You can jam out. Now, if these were more available, I would probably want to customize and make my own metal Spider-Man. But these are too expensive to customize at this point. But yeah, there's your Spider-Punk. And here we go. Excited for this, folks. Very excited for this. This guy took me a while to get. Now, Kurt Connors, the Lizard. What should we get on? The leg first or the arm first? Let's get the leg first. It's a shame that this guy, it's pretty hard to get this guy all together. It's awesome that he's pretty huge, as he deserves to be. But this is the best version of the Lizard that's been out for a while. And it's a shame that it's a build-a-figure character. And that means you have to get every single one of these to make this guy. Kind of sucks. I mean, what if I was a little kid and said, hey, I want the Lizard. Well, son, I'm not going to buy it for you because it's going to cost me about $150 to get every single one of these. And sometimes the stores won't even have them available. So pros and cons, folks. Pros and cons. And look at that. Oh, there we go. Now, there have been people that have been critical about his leg thing, the reverse leg thing, but I don't mind it. It's pretty cool. I finally got myself a decent Lizard. I was very close to getting the Marvel Select one, which is also pretty cool, but this one I think is far more superior to a certain degree. Look at that. The tongue sticking out and everything. Now, the Lizard has had many different, well, slightly different appearances throughout the years, but this one seems to capture the essence of what we know the Lizard to be. It's got the lab coat, it's got the black shirt, the purple pants, and it's got the, of course, lizard green skin and the long lizard tail, which is articulated. Oh, let me turn this around. There you go. And helps actually balance the figure as well, because he's standing on his tippy toes. But yeah, I'm very happy to complete this, and I'm glad that you guys joined me for another Pteranodon Media show and tell. What the hell? I appreciate everyone that has subscribed. Thank you so much. We got a lot of crazy videos coming up. A lot of other show and tell. A lot of new music. And a lot of things planned for the new year. So keep tuned in. And we'll see you next time, folks. Take care. Oh, and if I don't... well, no, I will probably do some videos before the new year. But I was going to say Happy New Year. So there you go.